Hey guys, hope you and the families are doing well. This video is going to teach you, in my view, the #1 way to improve your trading skill set. Now, it's not going to be about watching another 101 YouTube videos, which you've probably done before you landed on this video. It's not going to be a video about, hey, there's this super duper indicator. You just put this on your TradingView chart and hey, this is absolutely wonderful. Or the holy grail setup or this magical moving average and you buy it here and da-da-da, you have a 99%. So it's not going to be about any of that. It's actually going to be really, really boring. What I'm going to do is I'm going to teach you how to practice deliberately in your trading so you can improve your skill set. Imagine if you were trying to improve at swimming. You wouldn't watch 101 YouTube videos on swimming. If you're a golfer or a tennis player and you wanted to improve your golf swing or your tennis serve, you wouldn't watch 1,001 YouTube videos on how to hit a golf ball, how to hit your 9-iron, how to hit a driver, how to hit a fairway wood, how do you putt. Guess what you'd do? You would go to the driving range, you'd go to the course and actually practice the skill that you're trying to get better at. So what I'm going to teach you in this video is really, really simple. Okay, it's a lot of common sense as well. If you want to get better at trading, practice your trading in a deliberate manner and create feedback loops for yourself. So what I'm going to do to teach you this is take you through a trade that I had in CLS yesterday as it bounced off its 10-day EMA. Now the setup is called an intraday mean reversion long, also known as an Immorello. Now when the market is a little bit more choppy, it's a little bit more hostile, I'm going to be more apt to trading these kind of Immorello setups on pullbacks in leading stocks as they pull back into a key daily moving average, and then I start to see my setup criteria. So I'm going to take you through it in CLS, and hopefully this video will really emphasize how you can practice your trading to get better. Market Surge are today's video sponsor. If you're interested in a discounted trial, then you'll find a link to that in the description and the comment section below. So let's get straight on into it. Okay, so this is CLS at 9:30. So what I've done here is we've got CLS on the 5-minute chart, we've got the triple Qs on the 5-minute chart here, and then we've got the daily charts for the triple Qs and CLS. Now, as we start playing this forward using the TradingView bar by bar replay function, I'm going to point a couple of things out. Now, I think this is so important. Like, I cannot emphasize enough how important what I'm about to teach you is, both in terms of the deliberate practice, but identifying intraday relative strength, okay? Intraday relative strength for stocks that I'm trying to go long. So watch this here, okay? So we're going to play forward this on the bar by bar replay function. If you want to do this, okay, you can set up your various chart layouts like I've done here. The bar by bar replay function is just here. If you tap this little down arrow here, okay, you can then go all charts. So then you can go through bar by bar replay on all of the charts you have. It's really cool, certainly for the deliberate practice element, okay? So watch this here. We've got CLS loaded up, got the triple Qs loaded up. So I'm just going to play it forward a little bit, okay? Now you see this black wiggly line here, okay? This black wiggly line that you see, that is the 10-day EMA price level. You see this line coming across? This is the 10-day EMA price level. So this is it on the 5-minute chart, and this is it here. I'll put a link to my Immorello intraday mean reversion long video somewhere in the comments below. I posted it a couple of weeks ago or so, okay? So this is the 10-day EMA. So what I'm now doing here is I'm observing, okay, CLS, strong stock, TML, momentum leader, given this high 20-day ADR percentage of 8.37% as well. Okay, much quicker than the triple Qs. Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to look for my setup. Don't worry, I'll teach you the setup, but I also want to see intraday relative strength. Really important, okay? So let's just play this forward a couple of bars, okay? Now, what I'm doing here is I'm starting to note that in the last 5 minutes, the 9:45 a.m. bar, look, the triple Qs goes down. What does CLS do at the 10-day? Just puts in this inside bar. That's not the most bullish bar I've ever seen. It's like a doji candlestick with what I call a supply shoot up here, but it's an inside bar when the triple Qs just flush down to make a new session low, okay? This was the prior session low, just makes a new session low. CLS doesn't do that. Okay, bit of a divergence here on this 5-minute bar, okay? A little bit of strength coming through. Now, let me just play this forward a little bit more for you, okay? So then we get a nice bounce in the indexes and CLS. Nothing notable there in terms of strength, but now you start to see the divergence, okay? These are the subtleties, these are the nuances. But again, if you are just reading a book and watching 101 YouTube videos and you're like, oh, it's got to be another video, I need another video, another video, another video, another video, right? A lot of you are just addicted to watching videos instead of actually trying to improve your skill set trading. These are the nuances that you start to notice, that you start to observe when you study things in a deliberate manner. So what am I now seeing here for CLS? Look at this, the 9:55 bar. CLS pops up, reclaims this orange line as the 5-minute 6 EMA. This is going to be the 5-minute 21 EMA. We'll talk about those a little bit later on. But look, CLS moves up, and you may go, wow, Okay, it's moved up. So what? What do you see the triple Qs did in that 5-minute bar? Triple Qs reverses lower. Look at the divergence starting to come through here for CLS versus the triple Qs. And the key here is it's right around the 10-day EMA where I'm looking for a setup. Now, we haven't had the MACD cross yet. So let's just play this forward a little bit. Okay, next bar. Okay, CLS moves to the downside. Triple Qs makes new session lows. So look at this. There's another divergence here. Triple Qs making fresh session lows. Okay, fresh session lows here. But look, CLS higher low. Okay, both bearish bars, but structurally, CLS is stronger here. Interesting, okay? Let's play it forward again. Now, what do we start to see? Now, again, a positive divergence. CLS puts in pretty much an inside bar here. See this? Inside bar. When what does the triple Qs do? It makes fresh session lows. Again, new session lows. So look how triple Qs is trending down, but CLS is pretty flat to sideways, maybe marginally down. But look at the structural higher low. Look at the triple Qs trending down here. Do you see the difference? Look, if we were to pin the 940 low to the current bar, look at this, higher low. Whereas what do we see for the triple Qs from 940, okay, to the current low down here? Look at this, okay, from 940, look at this. See the difference, see the divergence. And the key is here, this is happening in a leading stock around a key daily moving average. So these are the things that I'm looking to do intraday when I'm noticing this. Now, you don't have to trade intraday like this, okay? If you're just swing trading off the daily chart, you could just simply have the daily charts loaded up side by side and be working through bar by bar. And then when you're targeting your swing trade, so let's say that's kind of what I call a trigger bar, a shakeout demand tail, or a gap down reversal bar, you're also then observing, was the stock that I was trading, was it showing relative strength on the daily chart versus the triple Qs or the S&P 500, whatever is more appropriate. So then you're taking your kind of your practice and your deliberate nature in the way that you are doing this, you're taking it to another level, because you're not only going bar by bar on the stock, you're comparing it relative to the major index. Okay, when I was targeting that setup there on the daily chart off the 21-day EMA, was the stock stronger than the Qs or the SPYs? These are the type of things you can do. You can work on the nuances, because then you can go, well, do you know what? I targeted this stock off, say, the 21-day EMA, and it was displaying a lot of relative weakness on the daily chart versus the triple Qs, and I got stopped out a couple of sessions later or whatever. Well, then you can go, well, hang on a minute, maybe I don't want to target stocks that are weaker in terms of relative strength on the daily chart versus the Qs or the SPYs. These are then things that you notice, you observe, but you're not going to learn this reading another book, watching another YouTube video. It's you studying things deliberately like this. Okay, so let's then play this forward. Okay, we then have another bar here. Okay, we have another bar here. And then what I'm going to do is go through to then where I was taking the setup. Okay, so I'll come up here and I'll show you my kind of entry price and things like that. Okay, so with CLS, if we look at the 940 low, okay, to the 925 AM bar, okay, sorry, 1025, okay, 940 AM low to the 1025 bar, and then look at this. Okay, look at the difference. Do you see how the triple Qs here has made lower lows, lower high? See this? Lower low, lower high, starting to reclaim the 5-minute 6 EMA in here, and this MACD is starting to kind of curl around here. But what do you notice with CLS? Well, it puts in the session low here, bounces, puts in a higher low, and now trying to reverse, and the MACD signal has just gone positive. This is what I was teaching you in my Immorello video, intraday mean version long. I posted it a couple of weeks ago, maybe a month ago or something like that. Again, I'll put a link to it in the comment section below. But do you see this? And this is right around this 10-day EMA. Look at the strength that it is displaying intraday relative to the triple Qs. Okay, when I'm trading, these are the things I'm looking to observe. Is the stock that I'm looking to trade stronger than the major indexes? Is it stronger than the Qs? Is it stronger than the SPYs? Whichever one is most appropriate. Okay, if I'm trading more of a tech orientated stock, I'm going to be looking at the Qs. If I'm trading less of a tech related stock, I'm going to be looking at the SPYs. Okay, I want to see the strength. If I'm looking to short, I'm looking for the opposite. Okay, I'm looking for intraday relative weakness. So my entry, okay, is right around this price here. Okay, on this bar here, okay, when I see the strength coming through, okay, this is the time where I'm looking to get long. And then stop loss just underneath the 10-day EMA, okay? I've got a nice tight stop on the position. Okay, so we can do something like this, something like this. Let me just clean this up a little bit for you. Okay, something like this, my stop is really, really tight. Okay, it's like a 1% stop off an ADR of 8%. That's so favorable. Okay, I'm looking for this stock to now bounce off the 10-day EMA. Potentially something like this. You see this over here? There's a little gap down reverse bar to the 10-day EMA. And I'm going to go, okay, can you pop like that? Do I then want to hold it for a longer term swing trade? But now let's just play this forward, okay? So there's a couple of things that I'm then looking to observe, okay? So I'm now long this stock here. Now I'm thinking, okay, around session highs, which is going to be around 132, is the stock going to stall there? Now let me just play this forward, because there's a couple of things that I'm noticing, okay? So when I'm then long a stock intraday, and again, this is how you increase your skill set as a trader, okay? This is how you develop feel, how you notice the nuances, the subtleties, you observe what's going on here. Because again, this stuff just not covered in a book. You're not going to learn it in a book, okay? You're not going to learn it from watching 100. You've got to do it. If you actually want to increase your skill set, remember there's a difference between your trading skill set and your trading knowledge. There's a difference. If you watch 1,000,001 YouTube videos, you may have a lot of knowledge about trading. But if you don't practice your trading deliberately, your trading skill set is very rarely, if ever, actually going to go up. Okay, think about driving. Many of you have probably been driving a long time, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years maybe. Has your driving improved in the last 5 years? Has your driving improved in the last 10 years? Probably not. But hang on a minute, you've been driving more, haven't you? So why hasn't your skill set in driving improved? You've been driving for another 5 years or another 10 years, so you would expect your experience has gone up, but has your skill level gone up? No. Why is your skill in driving not improved even though you've been driving for another 5 years or 10 years? Because you haven't practiced your driving deliberately. You've just been going through the motions. There's nothing specific that you're working on to improve. So what you've got to be is very, very specific when you're doing this bar by bar deliberate practice. Break down your trading into various skill sets. Okay, what am I really trying to improve here? What's my focus? What am I trying to do? Well, if it's actually when I'm trading, I'm trying to better identify stocks displaying relative strength across multiple durations. That could be the daily chart, could be the intraday chart as we're doing here. Okay, work on it, practice it deliberately, set yourself a goal to go, okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to trade stocks displaying intraday relative strength better. I'm going to focus and highlight and observe when I see intraday relative strength, and I'm only going to target those stocks which display intraday relative strength. Okay, trade those stocks, work on it, then create feedback loops for yourself. How are you doing at that? Are there other things that you need to observe, that you need to notice? So here, what I'm observing here, okay, at the 1050 bar is, what do you see? Well, the stock's been able to move through the session high. See this? Attempts to go through the session high like this. Little supply shoot. Okay, it's logical that people are going to be taking some off there as well. Certainly if they were buying it down here like me, okay, they're looking at this thinking, okay, high of the day, yeah, maybe taking some off there. But note as well, okay, here's the subtleties, here's the nuances. Note as well, the intraday relative strength CLS is displaying at 1050 as it runs into the high of the day, which is a place you think it may get smashed back down, versus the Qs. The Qs has just turned around. Look at this. Look at this bar relative to this bar. You seeing the difference? Now, is the Qs back at the high of the day? Qs ain't at the high of the day. What's stronger? CLS continues to be stronger. Okay, so then when I'm managing these trades, these are things that I'm observing. Is the stock I'm long continuing to display strength on an intraday basis? If it is, I want to try and ride the intraday trends, the 5-minute 6 EMA, the 5-minute 21 EMA, but then I want to be aware of when we start to see divergences coming through. Okay, so look at this. See how the triple Qs has U-turned back to the downside here, okay, like this. See that? Look at this. But look at the stock inside bar around the high of the day when the Qs just did this. CLS is screaming at you, really, really strong right now, really strong right now. These are the ones I want to try and hold. So then these are the subtleties that you get from a trade management perspective. Is your stock displaying relative strength on an intraday basis versus the triple Qs, versus the S&P 500, if that's more appropriate? So let's then play this forward. Okay, CLS now starts moving through the high of the day. Let's keep playing it forward. Okay, you see this? So what I'm doing is I'm observing the price action of CLS. Look at this. It's now powering higher, and the triple Qs is just kind of sat there around the high of the day. But CLS has already gone through the high of the day. Look at this bar relative to this bar. Are you noticing the nuances here? Now you could do this on the 5-minute chart. Again, this is one of my strategies. This is how I trade. Okay, when I'm trading more on an intraday basis, the market's more choppy, more volatile, a little bit more hostile for, say, swing traders. But then when I'm swing trading, I'm then aware of this on, say, the daily chart as well. So I'm aware of relative strength across multiple durations. So let's start playing this forward, because you may be like, well, when are you going to exit the position? Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and ride, okay, this 5-minute 6 EMA, as long as the stock continues to trend above it and ideally displays intraday relative strength. Okay, so let's just keep going it forward. Okay, here, okay, still kind of riding it, still staying above it. Let's just take a little look here. Okay, it's still kind of there. So you see, we're just going forward here and we're just dialing in the pattern recognition. We're aware of what CLS is doing. We're aware of what the triple Qs is doing. Okay, now what do you start to see here? You're starting to see the negative divergence. Okay, the intraday relative weakness now coming through. If we take a look at what CLS has done from 1025 to the low of the 1210 bar, look at this. Okay, it's pulled back down here. What do we see? That the triple Qs is done. Let me just get the right time here. It's going to be 10:25. So let's go from 10:25 to here. You see the difference? The triple Qs here is now pushing up, whereas CLS is not. CLS has lost its 5 minute 6 EMA, while the triple Qs is pretty much just on it. A little bit of intraday relative weakness coming through. So this for me is going to be a prudent time. Take some off. Okay, maybe take half off in here. Do you see how we're letting the stock's action dictate what we're doing here? But you're not going to learn this from, well, you may learn it from this YouTube video. And again, your trading knowledge from this YouTube video has hopefully just gone like that, gone up a lot. But your trading skill set, remember, hasn't changed. Okay, you've watched this video, you've made it this far into the video, but your skill set as a trader has not improved unless you practice this deliberately. Okay, you cannot learn to swim reading a book. Okay, you cannot improve your golf reading a book. You have to do it. Your knowledge of those sports can go up and those activities can go up. Okay, you could watch 101 YouTube videos about rock climbing. Your ability and your skill set as a rock climber is not going to improve. In any other endeavor in life, it's so common sense. Oh yeah, I actually have to practice the thing I want to get better at deliberately. I can't just watch 1,001 YouTube videos and get better at it. In any other walk of life, it's so common sense. But in trading, it doesn't seem to be. Like, you just think, I'm just watching another YouTube video. I'll just watch another YouTube video. And you're just looking and looking and looking and looking for a YouTube video that you stumble across. That's it, and everything clicks into place. Everything is not going to click into place. You have to do this kind of work, this kind of study, this kind of detail, okay? Practice it, work on it deliberately. What you're trying to improve at may be different to someone else. But then in a month's time, what you're then working at may be the same that someone else is working at. And now maybe they've kind of mastered that and they're onto something else. It's your journey, it's your evolution as a trader. So I'm just going to play this forward a little bit more, okay? Okay, CLS, little intraday consolidation, kind of like a little Davis box, isn't it? Look at this, okay? Davis box consolidates, tight, 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 from periods of price contraction come expansion, and it was either going to expand this way or this way. Starts moving higher. Look at the surge in volume coming through, okay? Things we're noticing. But now what do we see? We have, this looks to be the 3rd or 4th largest volume bar of the day, and that looks like a bit of a change of character to me. See that? So as this change of character is coming through, what do we see with the Qs? Okay, the Qs is kind of just trending up here a little bit, okay? CLS much stronger here versus the Qs, but now this bar here, change of character maybe. So if we're just managing this one on an intraday basis, might be prudent, okay? Take a little bit off here. Let's take a quarter off based on the action of the stock. Let's then play this forward a little bit. So we keep going, okay, like this. Now we're going to try and look to ride that 5 minute 21 EMA, the blue line, okay? High volume coming through there. Okay, we want to be aware of that. Now, what do we start to see the stock doing here? It starts breaking the 5 minute 21 EMA. There was some funky high volume coming through before. We want to be aware of that as well. Okay, the stock's gone on a pretty good run here. Okay, if we're thinking about it relative to its 20-day ADR percentage, it's up around about 6%. That's over 2/3 versus its 20-day ADR percentage. Move could be getting a little bit long in the tooth here. But then we start to see this breakdown hit. And what do we start to see with the triple Qs? Well, the triple Qs is structurally stronger here because look, it's still above its 5 minute 21 EMA. And see how the triple Qs has generally gone higher high, higher low, higher high, whereas our stock is now actually starting to trade flat to slightly down here. This looks like it's starting to roll over. Here may be the other time where we go, do you know what? Nice trade. We're going to take it off there. That's going to be our exit final quarter or so, okay? Then we play it forward and then see how it rolls then into the close. But do you see there the intraday relative strength point? And again, relative strength is applicable across all durations. For me, I like looking at the daily chart and I like looking at the 5 minute chart when I'm trading these kind of Morello setups. Okay, see this Morello setup, MACD going positive as well. Nice tight stop loss, targeting leading stocks, true market leaders, momentum leader type stocks here, but looking for the positive divergences in terms of the price action, okay? Looking for that relative strength. It's so important to focus on stocks displaying relative strength, preferably across multiple durations, but certainly across, I think, the entry duration that you're looking to use. Well, that's the 5 minute chart here, as I was just showing you and taking you through that trade, okay? And then when it starts to display intraday relative weakness, okay? Relative strength is transitory, unlike inflation, okay? It's transitory. You'll see relative strength come in, you'll see it go out. You'll see it come in, you'll see it go out. You want to be aware of that and you want to be adaptable in terms of your mindset, in terms of how you're trading from a tactical perspective on a day-to-day, week-to-week basis. So I'll wrap the video up there, guys. Hopefully that video was useful for you. Hopefully it was a little bit different as well. Again, the bar by bar replay function on TradingView, I think is absolutely fantastic. I think it's a real key way to improve your skill set as as a trader. So I really hope you've enjoyed that video. Thank you for watching. Thanks for supporting the YouTube channel. I look forward to seeing you in a future video.